Let's talk about something that's kind of near and dear to my heart, which is, pro forma modeling before the raise. Something that founders, if we're looking prospectively, like what should you do? We've chatted about this before, using your CFO or your law firm to help you with regard to understanding how things are going to convert, because we have so many founders today who are utilizing these post money valuation cap safes. It's the most common instrument. I haven't seen very many pre-money, being negotiated and used anymore these days. So let's talk a little bit about that, just so founders understand kind of, if we have been raising a safe and we're going through a series seed or going to a series seed or a series A, what are things that we should be looking forward to in that process?
Yeah, definitely. So I think safes are great because they're simple, they're easy to understand, they're pretty easy to negotiate because there's not that many terms. But I think one of the things that makes them challenging is it's really hard to know how much dilution you're going to have when you do finally raise money. And so, like we talked about in a previous video, if you are doing safes, definitely do the modeling at that point just to make sure that if you're stacking safes, meaning you're giving them at different valuations or on different terms, you kind of know how those all convert. And then also that you can kind of preemptively know what dilution looks like. Obviously, it will be different when you actually get the terms for your Series A, but it's good to do the cap table modeling at the safe round. And then again, before you honestly sign the term sheet would be ideal. That way, if there's anything you need to negotiate, you can. And there's a couple levers you can negotiate, right? Like you can obviously you can't negotiate the safe terms at that time, but you could negotiate the valuation. You could negotiate the size of the option pool. Those are probably the two biggest levers. So if you do the cap table modeling before you sign the term sheet, you kind of have that opportunity to say like, hey, actually, I thought we were going to be closer to here. What are the levers I can pull to make sure that we get there? And your investors are a lot more likely to hear you out at that point than they are once things are signed and now they've turned it over to the attorneys who are already drafting documents. So I would say that's the biggest thing. I mean, and we obviously do a lot of pro forma modeling. We can help you with that. There's services out there that do them. I'm sure people use AI tools now to do it. My disclaimer would be don't put confidential information into AI. And also, just double check it because it is, after all, not a human. And even humans make mistakes. So you can bet that AI will make mistakes too. So that would be my advice is just do the modeling early and do it often, honestly. And do different modeling, because I think part of it too is just understanding how, oh, if I change my cap table from 5% to 10%, oh, look what it does to dilution, or if our valuation changes, oh, that it affects it down the road in this way. So I think all of that's just really helpful as a founder to know. It will make you more confident when you're negotiating with your investors and just allow you to have a better view of what's coming and where you stand on your cap table post financing.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of cap table software that offers pro forma modeling. And while we don't want to ever represent as lawyers that it's completely correct, we do have most of our clients kind of fiddling around in there long before their actual price round raise. We recommend either having someone who is not you, so your CFO, external CFO, or if you don't have one, your lawyer helping you out with that. There are some gotchas that we found looking at various cap table pro forma options. And just having an experienced set of eyes look is really helpful. Additionally, we've had some great CFOs that we've worked with who will also take into account, you know, um, people who are and are not exercising their pro ratas at that point. So, like, having maybe a person who can help you model that through is really, really, really helpful, just so that you have an understanding of where you're going to land.